Hello, 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 mic test. Hello, 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 mic test. Hello, hello, mic test. Hello, mic test. Hello, 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 mic test. Hello, 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 this is mic test. Hello, this is mic test. This is mic test. This is mic test. Hello, 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 this is mic test. Hello, hello, this is mic test. Hello, this is mic test.
Punjaba Sejamabo Tajibegu Shajayawo Dhammachasayo Mune Mune Mahamuna Yeswaha Om Mune Mune Mahamuna Yeswaha Chage Tuje Chage Risu Chu Shinge Lintu Tuge Monju Kusa Sege Rompu Tabura Jibegu Shajayawo Dhammachasayo Om Mune Mune Mahamuna Yeswaha Om Mune Mune Mahamuna Yeswaha.
Hello. Jai and Dashidel everyone. I start this auspicious morning by reciting two profound verses of Arya Shantideva. Jibartano Muna Tuluna Loki
Geshe Rama Dhamma Deshe Sanje Tui Jalam Jikden Lunam Luda Thanga
Just as a flash of lightning on a dark, cloudy night, for an instant brightly illuminates all, likewise in this world, through the might of Buddha, a wholesome thought rarely and briefly appears. Loba Shaka Tupolas, Jita Ginchik Hripatar, Tejin Tishik Shashvizna, Chamchuk Sings Igagaskis. Just like the blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise, by some coincidence, an awakening mind has been born within me. Thank you.
July. Yesterday, a very warm and pleasant morning to everyone. Respected Venerable Geshe, our esteemed Chief Guest, Ms. Branuprabha IAS, Administrative Secretary, Higher Education, Technical and Skill Development of School Education. Respected Special Guest, former Executive Councillor, Kasmala LEH-LADAKH Autonomous Skill Development Council, LEH. Distinguished guests, Anil LEH, Head Nun of DHARMA Institute, and member of the media and dear participants. On behalf of the flowing Dharma, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the closing ceremony and the panel discussion of Shantideva Retreat 2.0 and along with the closing ceremony of the batch 1 participants. Today, gathering marks the conclusion of this beautiful journey and provides an opportunity to reflect on how this precious teaching remains relevant in today's world. We are deeply grateful to our distinguished guests for joining us and to all the participants. Once again, welcome to the closing ceremony of Shantideva Retreat 2.0 as dealing with stressful emotions. May this morning inspire us to continue walking the path of wisdom, compassion, and selfless service for the benefit of all the sentient beings. Thank you, Julian and Kashidelis.
Before we proceed further, I would like to take a moment to introduce Shantideva Retreat 2.0 dealing with stressful emotions. So over the past 4 days, we had the privilege of immersing ourselves in the profound teachings of A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life by the great Indian master Shantideva. The retreat was led by Venerable Geshe who guided us through the chapters 1 to 8 of this timeless text with remarkable clarity, depth, and compassion. Throughout the retreat, participants explored the progressive path of a bodhisattva from understanding the preciousness of bodhicitta and generating the altruistic aspiration to benefit all sentient beings, to cultivate mindfulness, patience, joyful perseverance, and meditation. These teachings encouraged us not only to study the text but also to reflect on how its wisdom can be applied in our daily lives, helping us respond to life challenges with greater compassion, resilience, and inner peace. We are especially very grateful for Venerable Geshe who, despite receiving our invitation at a very short notice, graciously and humbly accepted our request to conduct this retreat. His generosity in sharing his profound wisdom has made this retreat a truly enriching and memorable experience for all of us. And we sincerely hope that the understanding and inspiration gained during these 4 days will continue to support each participant on the path of wisdom, compassion, and cultivation of bodhicitta. And with this, let us continue with today's program.
अब हमारे अपने प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत एक बहुत ही सुंदर म्यूजिकल ऑफरिंग के साथ करने जा रहे हैं। ये गीत हमारे आदरणीय वेनेबल गिशे लकोला के प्रति हमारे और श्रद्धा का प्रतीक है। साथ ही ये गीत हिज हॉलीनेस द 14th दलाई लामा यलवाम तेंजिन gyatso जी को भी समर्पित है, जिनकी करुणा, शांति और मानवता की शिक्षा हम सबके लिए हमेशा प्रेरणा का स्रोत रहता है। तो आइए जोरदार तालियों के साथ बैच 1 के पार्टिसिपेंट का स्वागत करते हैं और इस सुंदर प्रस्तुति का आनंद लेते हैं। Round of applause for Kacham Chenla with this choir group. All the best.
Mudah-mudah. Ahimsa paramataram, ahimsa paramataram, Bujataye 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 कहना किसी को दुख ना देना सबसे बड़ा धर्म है किसी को दुख ना देना सबसे बड़ा धर्म है किसी को दुख ना देना अहिंसा परम धर्म अहिंसा परम धर्म मुझका ये है मुझका ये है के बदले सुख है दुख के बदले दुख है जैसा कर्म करोगे वैसा फल पाओगे जैसा कर्म करोगे वैसा फल पाओगे अहिंसा परम धर्म अहिंसा परम धर्म मुझका ये है कहना 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 Ziemski sallat usumir na so Lama santiyo manam tungir santi sasimana Ishur tiyo manam tungir santi sasimana Osta changa sixki juta
Let us give a round of applause for them, and thank you so much all the participants for your kind words and your dedication towards Geshe and His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. And with that, now let us start with the main event today's program. For this, I would like Kat Shantideva to kindly felicitate Geshe and Kas Malale. Kat Shantideva. I request all the audience to please give a huge round of applause for them.
No.
And along with them, I would also like to invite the following dignitaries on stage to kindly receive the Khatas Momento. First, I would like to call a Director of Shira State Library, Geshe.
Geshe, I would request you to present this to Geshe.
Oh,
Geshe is the director of.
Yes, I know.
And now I would like to call the Secretary of Shira State Learning Center, Kagrimatle.
You can.
With that, I would also like to call the representative of Nampa Chaspa, Dr. Brooklyn. Please give me a round of applause. And then I'd also like to call Gail Norville in charge of program system monitoring. And also I would like to call the secretary, Shikse Gumpa, against Sanjule. Let us all please welcome Ms. Bhanu Prabha ma'am.
कैसे हैं आप?
ठीक है
So good to see you.
I would like to request that the stage kindly felicitate Bhanu ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. And I would also like to mention that we are very grateful to Shira Sikhaling Library and Chikse Rinpoche and Chikse Gompa for their guidance and support for this retreat, because without their support, this retreat wouldn't be a success. And today, I, on behalf of all the participants, sincerely thank them for this great opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone.
Now, we come to one of the most meaningful moments of today's program. Throughout this retreat, Venerable Geshe has guided us with profound wisdom, compassion, and clarity, helping us and to explore the Bodhisattva way of life by Shantideva, and inspiring us to bring these values into our daily lives. It is now my great honor and privilege to invite Venerable Geshe to share his words of wisdom with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Venerable Geshe with a warm round of applause.
हाँ हाँ वहाँ देख Good morning. What a glorious day, right? And I feel so satisfied, including the developments made by science. While there is a need to accept some of the changes, modernizations, at the same time, we should also be a little bit apprehensive. Not what is being discovered and taught is necessarily good in the long run, because we are going to remain as human beings. Our future generations will also going to be human beings. Human beings means with emotions, with feelings. So if you are not able to cater to the basic urge of human beings, these ephemeral material developments, will you make happy just for a few days? जैसे कि मैंने बोला 4 दिन की चांदनी फिर अंधेरी रात, वही होने वाला है. So because especially in the case of Ladakh also, during the last few years, the change, the speed of the change that has taken place here is almost phenomenal. I had the privilege of visiting this place more than 10 times. When I first visited, it was just simple villages everywhere. Now it is totally different. So now young people are a little bit lost how to catch up with this speed, right? And when material development means the markets will be flooded with all kind of shiny, gadgets and so many things. And young people who did not have the life's experience, they get attracted to these shiny gadgets. But not many young people have the capacity to have all of them. And at the same time, when they also don't have the inner resources, then they feel this empty inside. In order to fill this gap, unfortunately, young people resort to all kind of unhealthy things, including using drugs, right? So therefore, this kind of retreat, this kind of continuous education of the importance of understanding yourself, finding happiness from yourself, not just from external material progress, is not only important, but it is urgent. And in fact, I remember when His Holiness encouraged us to come up with this sea learning curriculum, His Holiness said, this is urgent because the buildings are getting taller and taller, morality of the people are getting lower and lower. And that's why throughout the world now we have so many different types of illness and sicknesses, including depression, loneliness, low self-esteem, and whatnot. I don't even know the name. So many sufferings. These are primarily created by improper human attitude due to lack of inner resources. And we can handle all those problems and difficulties provided if you're guided in the right direction. And it is the knowledge of everybody that human beings, on the one hand, are said to be the creation of the God or crown of creation, very intelligent, right? But we have been misusing this intelligence towards the negative side. We have used this intelligence for making nuclear bombs, making ballistic missiles, making drugs to take the life of other people. So many negative things are happening just to feed your family, just to make some money, right? So it is highly important now to again emphasize that we should become real human being with feelings of love, feelings of compassion. So in this direction, because of the big influence of the world around, sometimes you might feel that this is an uphill task, but we can do it. Not only we can do it, but we must do it. There is no choice. It's almost like a question of survival and death. And if you don't take the steps right now, we are all moving towards a global suicide. Global suicide, I'm telling you. If you look at the killings that is done in the name of conflict and things like that, it is happening right now. I'm not making a fictional story. So therefore, it is, on the one hand, we need to make this effort. On the other hand, we should rejoice that we have these resources within our reach. And with this word, I thank all the participants, the first batch, and also welcome the new batch. And with the new batch, I have again 4 days with you, and I'll keep on speaking until you get completely tired. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you very much, Geshe, for your profound wisdom and insight. We will truly, from the bottom of our hearts, try to follow the path that you have guided us within these 4 days. So now, we are truly honored to have with us a respected leader who has dedicated himself to the service and development of the community. It is now my privilege to invite Kasmana Gurji to address the gathering.
Julie, first of all, I would like to apologize for the fact that I have some sort of allergy due to green, so I don't know if my voice is in perfect shape to address this session. I'm not at all prepared for a monologue like this because I was with the impression that it is going to be a panel discussion, so I thought I will improvise based on what the other panel members are talking about. But I'll try my best. I would like to take it from where Geshe pointed out a very important observation about today's time. He mentioned that things around us are changing at such a pace that it is stressful for us to catch up with that change. I think when all of our ancestors were engaged in farming, when all of us were farmers, the first government employee was the most unique thing, right? So similarly, in times like these, I feel the most unique skill is to be slow and not try and catch up with all the changes around us. That is my perspective. I feel that if you have the capacity to grow at your own pace and not get driven by factors around you, I feel that we will be able to understand ourselves much better and not get influenced by factors which are outside our influence. One of the observations that I made in these last few years of my engagement with the people of Ladakh, one thing that I realized is that we as a community have some sort of, for lack of a better word, I would say an aversion towards the process of planning. What I mean by that is people say that if we go through a process of planning and then we come up with whatever analysis and inferences we come up with, it usually stays as an academic report or some form of, in the shape of a book, it stays on a shelf. What I realized is that as long as we go through the process of planning, the plan itself does not seem very important. But the process of planning, I feel, is very important because as Buddhists, we believe in the law of karma, and we are shaped by the latent energies that we have around us. For example, if we listen to something for a long period of time, it makes an impact on us. Similarly, if we see something for a long period of time, it shapes our character. So I feel that if we as a community go through, events like this, where we talk about, uh, topics like these, I feel that as a community we will grow more resilient to issues like what Geshe pointed out, or factors which are not entirely in our control. As a community, I feel we need to make our youth feel safe and secure to be curious, to be able to question. Um, there is so much judgment around us that most of us are stressed because of what the people around think about us. One of the basic things about Buddhism is I don't have much knowledge about the texts of our great masters, but I realize that instead of taking these texts as principles and dogmas to follow, I think one of the basic things that they point us towards is to be curious, is to question everything, is to try and find the cause of whatever is troubling us. So I feel that if we are able to, through policy making or through such events, if we are able to create an environment where we make a child feel that he or she is secure enough to question, he or she is secure enough to act on their curious instincts. I feel that we will make a community which is resilient to emotional stress. I never forget this example that I read in one of the books. A question was put forth where the author asked, what do you think if two children are lost in a forest, they are hungry, and find a deer, they find a deer which is dead, and they want to eat it. Now, one of the kids belongs to a family of a butcher, and the other kid it belongs to a normal family. So there is a high chance that the kid, which belongs to the butcher's family, will lead and take the initiative of skinning the deer and processing the meat. Uh, this anecdote made me think for a long time because as a kid, the story mentions that he never practiced what his parents, the business of their parents. But there is a chance because he has grown up in that environment, because he has seen that environment around him, there is a chance that that kid will be more drawn to take the first step. So I feel that that is what, as a community, we have the responsibility on us to shape that environment for our youth, where they do not feel stressed, where they do not have the burden of being judged, where the elders do not have aversion towards a unique character, where they do not function out of ignorance. Because I had the opportunity to work with an NGO working in the education sector. The task given to the NGO was to ensure that the infrastructure of the school is improved in such a way that the enrollment in the school improves. I was fascinated by the planning process that they implemented. What they did is they called all the students, they went to various schools, they called all the students in the ground, in the middle ground, surrounded by buildings of the school. They asked the students to make a map of the school, which they could see in front of them. They were given sticks and they were supposed to draw the map of the school on the ground. After the map was done, they asked the students, "Where is your library? Point us to the library." And we realized that they did not draw the library. While I could see the library in front of me, the board was there, and we realized that the kids never went to the library, so they didn't end up making it on the map because it mostly stayed shut. Similarly, they did not make a old bio toilet that they had, and they said we never visited because it's stinky, it's dirty. I was fascinated by how they implement such planning processes, participatory planning processes. Similarly, in a primary school, the parents were also called. The parents and the students were asked to, and this is in Ladakh, by the way, they were asked to make a sketch of their dream school. And the school was a small primary school with just a single story building. And at the end, they observed that all the sketches had the schools with at least 2 or 3 floors. And the conclusion was that everybody thinks that a school with multiple floors is a better school. In the process, I could see that everybody had a lot of fun. Everybody had participated in implementing this. We participated in trying to understand what should be improved. So I feel that through policies and through legislations, if we are able to include and involve, instead of sitting in an AC room, sitting on a table, judging from our perspective, if we are able to involve the very beneficiaries, engage with them using such tools, I feel that we will be able to build an environment around us, build a community which is resilient to stress. Thank you so much.
मैं बड़े ही सम्मान के साथ हमारे चीफ गेस्ट मिस रनुप्रभा इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस लद्दाख एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट में को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा. मैम हैज बीन इंस्पायरिंग थ्रू हर डेडिकेशन
In front of Geshe, and I'll just quote you, please don't mind me saying that. So I come from Plains. I came here for the first time when I was posted here. The huge Himalayas and their resilience teach us just one thing, that no matter how big or small we might conceive ourselves in our head, but we are very insignificant. And in front of Geshe, you are those mighty Himalayas, and we are those little insignificant beings. So I would not be able to say much, but just to say, so this idea of sea learning was conceived with an inspiration that in years to come, the generations to come, we must not part away with our values, with our ethos that have been so intrinsic to our upbringing in all these years and for all these generations. But like Geshe said, now machines are becoming intelligent and the human is becoming dull. The stars are becoming higher and our morality is going lower.
artificially we all are evolving to be more intelligent, but somehow probably we are losing the human values. Rightly so. And like Sir said, this could not have been more appropriate time than today. Sir knows, Honorable Councillor also knows, today Ladakh is going through a very tough time. We are seeing our youth opting for easier pleasures, I would say, in terms of substance abuse. Just last week, we lost the life of a 14-year-old boy, a 13-year-old boy, who met with an accident while driving a vehicle. We lost a 23-year-old young girl. So she was burnt alive. There's a police interrogation still going on whether she was killed first and then burned, or whether she was burnt alive because she was involved in some kind of substance abuse and she could not pay for it. See, for all of us who are parents here, nothing can be more heartbreaking than to see your child going through something like this. And not just for the parents, but for the community. Like he mentioned, a community, a society rests on the generations. It is up to us as a community to shape those generations. And if we want to divorce our generations of these values, of those ethos, of their kindness, that compassion, the love, we are probably doing something wrong, and a wrong that can never be written off. So I am just grateful to Geshe for coming down here. He's been here to help all of us to understand that mere studies, technological advancements would not help us going forward. Like he said, he won't even call them a progress or a development. For him, it is just a change. And trust me, that is it. We just get carried away by the modern technological advancement, thinking that probably we are prospering ahead. But deep inside, we all need to sit down and ponder: is that the true advancement? The families today are growing nuclear. Parents don't have time for the children. Kids don't have time for the parents. Like I said, the houses are getting bigger, but the families are shrinking. So at this point of time, we really need to think about it. There has been a lot of damage which has already been done. Let us not sit over it and waste any more time. Let us all come together. And these values, like what Tina must have mentioned in last 3-4 days with the first group, this is not just for the students or for the parents or for some kind of a group. It is for all of us, because trust me, deep inside, we all have begun to think that our egos and our beings are probably more superior than some of the others. But trust me, like I said, in the land of mighty Himalayas, we would all realize that we are fairly insignificant. And that is a feeling I would really urge all of you to carry all through your life. Like he said, we all pretend to be humans, but we are forgetting that we are the being. We are forgetting to be a human at first place. So I urge you all to please let us all follow, let us all spread these values of not just compassion or kindness, but the fairness. A value that we all have to be eventually one day go back to a place we all none of us really know about. And before we leave for that place, let us do some little good to the place that we've spent such a long time in. So I thank Geshe for spending time for our students, for all our participants. We just hope not to disappoint you. That is the least I can say. On behalf of the group, we would really try very hard to follow what you said in our lives. And at no point of time we would want to disappoint you, and we would certainly take these values forward. And I'm sure the entire group will also commit to it that in whatever way possible, in our daily routine, in our daily lives, let us carry that message of being, and not just being, but a being of compassion. We should carry that empathy, that kindness, those values. And like he said, let us not get carried away by the materialistic pleasures. We have a bigger purpose of our life. Let us try to get there. Thank you. Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an inspiring words. Really, you are such an inspiration for the youth of Ladakh today. The noble work you're doing is such an helpful for all the youth of Ladakh that are there in today's time. And thank you so much, ma'am. And with that, now it's time for us to hear some of our participants from the retreat. So their reflection and experiences will surely inspire all of us and help us appreciate the impact of this retreat. To begin with, may I please invite Nora Panchapurji to kindly share a few words about his experiences and the key insights that he has gained from this retreat. Nora Panchapurji.
Julius Kumara, respected Geshe dignitaries, and all my dear friends. Actually, I was told to give a video this morning, so I'm not very much prepared, or I haven't written a very long speech of all these things. So whatever I'll be saying will be my pure emotion from my heart, what I've gained in this last 4 or 5 days, in the wonderful those 4 or 5 days. So actually, my first intention to come on this retreat was not because I want to study Buddhism. I just came here, I thought that it would be fun. But since, and even the first day was not very much comfortable, to be honest. I don't even able to sleep properly. There, I just lie here and there. And it was, yeah, the first day was not as great as I expected. But then, as I had carry on the patience, and as I come to the Geshe station, it was wonderful. At first, I thought it was a bit not as I expected. I thought that it would be just lessons and lessons and lessons, which I was not very much interested at the first, actually. But then Geshe, the way he teaches, he is not just like in the strict teacher that are present in our school. He teaches everything so funnily. I mean, he's even because of that his friendliness. I get the courage to ask all the questions that I had asked in the past days. If it were to be strict Geshe, the straight-minded Buddhism mindset Geshe, then I might not ask those questions. But then seeing Geshe's friendliness and his expression and all those, I get the courage, to be honest. And then it is not just about the session that have been taken here. It doesn't only depend on what Geshe teaches, how what are the fun activities here they provide. It also depends upon the people here. With that, actually, in all my life, this was the one of the best environment that I had. Because in schools and all this, I even don't get that much the environment of such great minds like you, who have the ambition to progress in their life, now who have some seriousness in their life to do something, to gain knowledge and to learn all the things. And then, yeah, actually, and beside this, actually, I'm way younger than all of you, but I don't feel the gap between our ages. We all were like that. We were on the same level. That was very great for you guys to not just think me as a kid, because yeah, actually, you all are graduating in colleges. So yeah, yeah, and. Foods were good. The accommodation, yeah, foods were actually good. Accommodation were good.
Yes, he is one of the students who asks most questions.
I
Both
actually want to thank the Flowering Dharma, the organizer, and all the organizer to organize such event. At first, I thought even 1,500 was too much. But now coming to this kind of retreat, I think that even next time if they ask for more than 1,500, I might be willing to pay it happily. And yeah, actually, I want to thank all of you guys for having such a friendly nature. I must say, I don't find anybody who is having some non-friendly nature or some the egoistic thing. They were all friendly and nothing much to say. As I said, I don't write a very long written script. So yeah, thank you so much, Geshe, for giving this wonderful lessons. I will now, as I told earlier, I was not very much interested in Buddhism, but now I will try to read more and more. I will not just going to recite and memorize the prayer, but I will try to understand what's the meaning, the real meaning of the prayers, and then will try to implement it in my life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I will take your leave.
yes,
I
yes.
have to go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Nono. A round of applause for Nono Mansoor. And truly, the friendliness nature has encouraged every participant over here to ask questions, again and again in the sessions. So that was one of the main purposes that we were doing, asking questions again and again to get to know the thing. So that was one of the really important things. And thank you so much, Nono. And with that, I would like to call Noman Nursing to share her experiences about the retreat, what she has gained and learned. So, Noman.
So, Mike. So, respected Venerable Geshe LAKDOR, Director of Library of Tibetan Works and Archives Dharamsala, Ms. Prabha, the Administrative Secretary of Technical Education, Tas Manna Dojinubule, former Councillor of LEH-LADAKH and other speakers, respected members of DHARMA, representatives of Tikse Monastery, dear volunteers, and my fellow participants. A very good morning, Julie and Tashkere to everyone. So, unlike Nonole, I got the news that I have to give a feedback last night. And to be honest, I wasn't very sure what to say. So I sat down to contemplate a bit. But as I sat down, I realized that these 4 days, it was very difficult. All my emotions and my feelings, it was very difficult to put them into words. So I guess some experiences are simply too meaningful to be understood from a language itself. But still, I have written some bullet points so that I don't forget everything I want to say. So for me personally, I think, and for everyone as well, I think it was more than just a retreat. It was more than just coming to the class and listening to the teachings. I guess this retreat was for ourselves to change our own mindset, which we rarely ever do in our lives. So I think it was a really, really great opportunity, and I'm truly honored to be able to speak here to talk about it. So yeah, first and foremost, I would like to pay my deepest gratitude to Geshe LAKDOR. So it was due to his wisdom, his passion and compassion, and due to his humorous way of teaching that truly brought Shantideva's teachings to life. These humor teachings, I feel like I was listening to them from the mouth of Shantideva himself. So it was not just a philosophy, it was actually a very practical guide for us to live our lives and to be compassionate, and which encouraged us to examine our own minds very deeply. So yeah, I think the greatest transformation is definitely not from the outside, but by changing the world within ourselves, which I think as a young person is very relevant today. as a young person, I have constantly felt this pressure to do better, and we have the social expectations. Me personally, I have given the recent NEET, so yeah, I know the expectations and the pressure young people put on themselves to show how much they matter to the society. But within this retreat, I felt like it was okay to be just me. And within all the comparisons and the endless social media scrolling and all the expectations, it reminded me that this 4 days reminded me that maybe, the greatest success, we can't get it from the outside itself. I think it is from our minds that we can get the greatest happiness and the success. And I think this is what the that I learned within these few days that I hope to carry for a very long time, hopefully. And within this, I would also like to thank the Flowering Dharma. Creating or organizing a retreat at such a large scale, it's not an easy task. As Kadashila was saying yesterday, it was actually kind of very difficult, but when I entered this place, every detail was very thoughtfully planned, and it was a very safe space for learning. So I am like truly and deeply in gratitude to the Flowering Dharma team for organizing such retreats for the young people and the young youths of Ladakh. I would also like to thank the volunteers. When I first entered this premises, I was welcomed with warm smiles and big bit of strictness as well, but that is accepting, I guess. But the arrangements were very smooth, and the volunteers worked behind the scenes, but their presence could be felt everywhere. So thank you so much to the volunteers. And obviously a special thanks to the Geshe Monastery for giving us such a beautiful place to do this retreat. I think the environment itself has the beauty to stop the momentum and make us think about our own lives. So thank you so much to the Geshe Monastery and Geshe Chile for giving us this opportunity. And yeah, the food was delicious, I guess. Delicious. I find the rice a bit raw for me personally, but it was really good. And I think more than the food, it was the fun we had during the food, the talks we had. I think that's how I made most of the friends. And I also had an opportunity to sit with Nishala during the tea time, and the questions were just flowing and flowing. But I am very happy that he took some of my dumb questions and made me understand stuff. So yeah. With food, I remember that. Thank you so much to the kitchen staff and the organizations. Without you, we would have been hungry and maybe wouldn't have completed the retreat. So thank you so much to the kitchen staff and the organization. And yeah, very well organized fun activities as well. And we painted some rocks with an Achi from Spoon Liquid. They came here and taught us how to do it. And I actually exchanged my rocks with my friends. So it is like a great memory. So that something take care of my rock, and cousins will take care of my rock, please. Okay, so. So it was a fun movie. We also watched a movie by one of Ladakh's most talented film director and producer, Shantideva, and it was about Ladakh. And I think we should watch more of these local films to understand more about our culture and tradition. And obviously, the visit to the Chamba and Care Center, it was truly a deeply eye-opening experience of how compassion can be spread towards all sentient beings, not just humans. And group discussions as well. My group leader was Ka Chamchuple, and his profound wisdom did enlighten me a lot doing this. So I actually learned a lot from every participant. Maybe I had some reflections and changed some perspective for my own. And so that was a good thing as well. And yeah, for here, all of us, we arrived as strangers, most of us, but I think we are leaving as something maybe more stronger than friends, something we'll remember for lives to come and for more retreats, I guess, to encourage us for more retreats. I think the friends matters a lot. And so personally, I gained some new experience from this retreat, some new questions as well, but a quiet mind, a softer heart, and a great gratitude for everyone, and the motivation to practice. And so, I think these teachings are needed more than ever now, especially for the youth, to practice compassion, patience, and emotional resilience. Like Nola said, we are taught these in schools. We are always learning after science and maths. So that creates some special pressure. So I think these are the teachings that are really needed within the youth of Ladakh as well as everyone around the world. It taught us how to respond instead of react, I believe. And I would encourage all the participants, it's my deep, humble request to every youth and every student to please attend retreats like this, because you don't need to have like complete knowledge of Buddhism to attend these retreats. You can just be curious. I think you might think that you will be expected to learn something about Buddhism, but I think more than that, you leave learning something about yourselves. And final gratitude to Tixin Boche and Tixin Monastery, Geshe Samdulla, Gilnorfe, Katashile, Geshe LHAKDOR, Flowering Dharma, guests, volunteers, and every participant. So Geshe taught us not to take a vow actually, but I would like to take a vow, sincere vow, so that from what we have learned in this past 4 days, that may whatever we have learned in the past 4 days, we become a cause for happiness and benefit for all sentient beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Noman. Now we have one of the youngest participant of the retreat who would like to share her experience, Noman Choyangle. So please give a round of applause for Noman.
When I first came here, I was nervous, but after I met some people, I met a lot of kind people, and Geshe LHAKDOR, and that I got to ask questions and get to hear stories from Geshe LHAKDOR, and this retreat is more than just a retreat to me. It is like a place where I meet a lot of people, kind people, and thank you, Geshe LHAKDOR, for all of your classes. And thank you, Flowering Dharma, for hosting this retreat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nonole, Ajilen Nusinle, and Tutu Choyam for sharing your lovely words. We now come to the certificate distribution. May I respectfully request our esteemed keynote speaker, Venerable Geshe LHAKDOR, to kindly present the certificates to the participants of Shantideva Retreat 2.0 batch number 1 in recognition of their sincere participation and dedication throughout the retreat. I request the participants, as their names are announced, to kindly come forward to receive their certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm round of applause as we begin the certificate distribution ceremony.
First, we have Nurpul. Okay, so we have three of our youngest participants. First, we have Nurpul Choyangle. Nurpul Choyangle. Please give a huge round of applause for them. Next, we have Mr. Santoros. Next, we have Ramadan. Now I call Nurmudolma. Sanjay Yamchan. Tashi Yamdrong. Cyril Chorol. Rizin Chosel. Silas Salzam. Tanzil Lulu. Tanzil Tulu. Then we have Sunam Amu. Then Shimir Nursin Amu. Sonam Yansi. Rizwan Amu. Padma Amu. Viman Smalla. Jigmit Gato. Then Rizwan Amu. Cyril Amu. Stanley Kunto. Selam Chosol. Lobsang Rinchen. Deshan Rodkar. Cyril Chosol. Tanzil Amu. Padma Rodkar. Padma Rodkar. Tanzil Yamdol. Tanzil Yudyal. Koncho Dolce. Jigme Dolkar. Tanzil Chodron. Tanzil Desal. Mirza Amu. Padma Amu. Tanzil Wangchuk. Rambol Delgan. Rizin Mujur. Tanzil Paljor. Lobsang Dolma. Lobsang Dolma. Deshan Amu. Tanzil Ulgu, Cyril Namgyal, Tanzil Chewang, Jimmy Rakhan, Silmi Dolma, Kunjal Sangmo, Kunjal Dorje,
Group number 4, Tanzil Dolkar, so we have Sonam Chiswell, Tanzil Budit, Tonzil Solma, Tashi Namgyal, Rizin Dolma, Namgyal Dorji, Sri Dolkar, Urgyan Singampo, Rizin Chiswell, Sonam Ulgu, Sini Palma, Tanzil Siddiq, Tanzil Dolkar, Tanzil Thiam, and Tanzil Ulgu.
Follow with the group number 5. Rinchen Chamchuk, Sevam Suskit, Kesam Dolma, Rizin Dolkar, Padma Wangyal, Jigmed Rinchen, Stanzin Chosel, Stanzin Amo, Rizin Amo, Kindis Surul, Sonam Ladul, Rizin Amo, Jigmed Hussain, Jigmed Namgyal. Follow with the group number 6. Teshik Yurmet, Skarma Angmo, Urgan Taksfa, Samson Gelpo, Skarma Lazarus, Diski Damo, Padma Lamo, Kazuto Hori, Stanzin Sodom, Tunduk Doje, Stanzin Targes, Subsan Jalsan, Stanzin Diskit, Stanzin Chuzin.
Group thanks group photo ke bodia. Group photo de from group group ma group photo de announcement. Kita. हाँ starting करना
Following the group number 7, Sanjay Chuskit, Padma Chodol, Siring Angmo, Padma Angmo, Sanjin Palkit, Rizin Angmo, Lobzang Dolma, Sanjay Chuskit, Jigmet Chodol, Sanjin Ladol, Sanjin Takpa, Jesus Dolma, Sanjin Olges, Sanjin Kunsal. And the last one, Sevang Lamo.
And I would also like to request again on the day to kindly come and receive your speech. Please give a huge round of applause for all the participants. Please give a huge round of applause, everyone. I request each of you to hear what I have tonight. We have now come to another special moment of appreciation. Behind every successful retreat is a dedicated team whose hard work, commitment, and selfless service have made this event possible. Their efforts, both seen and unseen, have contributed immensely to the success of this Shantideva Retreat 2.0. So, as a token of heartfelt gratitude, we would now like to recognize and honor our organizing team. So, may I request Geshe to kindly present the certificates and appreciation to our organizing team. Thank you so much, Geshe, and cast member as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for our organizing team. I'll now announce the name of each organizing member. Shantideva, Jigme Dolkar, Selvi Dolma, Tanzil Chojong, Tanzil Dolkar, Namgyal Dorje, Vincent Dolkar, Kunjal Ango, Karma Ango, Tanzil Kunsal, Geshe Dolma, Sonam Ango, Shimel Nordin Ango, Tanzil Ango, Chiles Chorol, Kesam Dolma, Jigme Namgyal, Tanzil Wangchuk, Jigme Raftan, Rizal Chospe, Karma Sulim Wangyal, Rinchen Changchuk, Rizal Motu, and Nubar Nursin.
Singing to sing.
Tem um poder, eles têm um grupo de informação, vai trazer daqui. Sim, mas tu não, eu não tô sim, mas eu já. Eu vou ter que ser eu que já. Vou ter que não, grupo de eu teria, mas não são
Now, we would like to request all the batch 1 and the batch 2 participants to come near to the stage for the group picture and follow with the vote of thanks.
I would request Geshe from the club to come and give a vote of thanks. Yes,
Batch number 1 mana?
One,
One to
two.
Julie, all of thanks from Ambush Biju, Mamsadi, Ijala, and retreat the I don't have to open the all I said, Jala, retreat and one that the 우리가 이제 두 개의 지원을 되나 이렇게 나서 그러게 이샤 두시 수의 오늘 가서 그렇게 라스트 이지 보드가 저희 사람들의 하나만 이렇게 되는 다시시는 하나가 그렇게 있습니다. 그리고 스토리 나스고 내야 같이 독시사 테스팅에 내가 कुछ म्यूट ही ना करे जिसे क्या इश्यूज पसंद जिसे दूसरे पैटर्न का यहाँ को मुझे ने उसको गौर से सोता सा होगा से चुप को समय लो से चुके समझे ताकि तू यो ना है मैं मुझे कोई चीज कुछ करता है फिर डाला को तेरा का हमारा बात चल सब डिस्कस की ते हिसाब है तेरे ना मुझे इमेजिन ना कोई विज्ञान का डिस्कशन तेरे Geshe yang kandis Geshe Geshe terakhir dari kandis terjadi salah tapi Geshe mana posisi ini yang ini celah utama dalam malam ini betul betul sama yang sedia yang tadi jadi sistem operasi itu mana posisi itu mana kata sebenarnya sih kalau ini apa ini lama ini masalah ini model aplikasi sistem ini electric charge mana lama ini masalah tapi ini model aplikasi udah itu ini apa yang itu sama jadi kita lama ini rumah masih tetap rumah kami jangan ini kami jangan rumah juga juga Ibu budaya, terus bekerja. Ia sama recharge kelas negara ada di situ. Jadi ya kata sama jangan ada recharge itu. Cina memang dia kasih dalam situ mana, apa semua mampu ini. Sama yang situ juga itu. Jadi video itu nanti dia itu juga jadi kan. Bisa coba juga sama kita bisa biji juga bisa apa juga jadi bisa juga ada juga ada masalah sama yang pasti ya ini itu ada saat kita susah sama ada solusi juga jadi ada yang juga sama yang itu sama juga ini dia sama posisi sama orang kan juga ini bawa mana ada sama posisi dan ini Aku lain saya sebenarnya bersama kemudian atau dengan lain saya ini sekretari kami itu sudah kami yang khusus ini masalah ini itu kondisi yang macam tahu sih mereka kondisi itu dinamik seperti itu yang terus khusus memang paling apa nama sekolah untuk dari sudah use that caso de nada ocho chicas de tibias de comunicar con las chicas que había otros que guarda acá ya se dan las como la Asia de explorado हमने सब जुग जुग का नया नया फोकस y नया गाड़ी दरमा सब लोग के गाड़ी दरमा इधर से प्रोफेसर बना institusi गवर्नमेंट फंड में लाची करते समय तो गवर्नमेंट फंड Mama ina sofa kashi majalisa ya kumsukishi tukatoti sasa sofa jisena hapo basi sama ikare zama sofa hardly bumsum leo china bumsum nasi diri itu tushika yote sana diri ada itu po riti to zani ada tanto que na shapo to que kama to que wala shapo na sama mane chape haya batame ini sa ini shapo na यहाँ से कावना बैठी ना समा पुष्टि समा बना बैठी ना तेरा साम ना कंबल बना तेरा तुम खुशी तो समा एकादशी के साथ एकादशी में मुझे चीज को मेरा वाला हमें काशी से सोने को चीज को माने तिरुप का बात है इसका माने कि तेरा मेरा समा मेरा जीवन दूध पुष्टा अपना मैं तुम तेरा से बात Jadi karena kami restorasi mau karena itu mampu sisi sisi negara itu sebetulnya tidak sama posisi di kita tujuh sisi yang pula Buddhist Association yang kali nanti suku soke suku juga ada no kalian suku tujuh sisi is jata unggah kacung jigi grup yang mana yang cuma mereka de nasi ya cina aja de para namanya suku suku di cina sampai wajib sama tujuh sisi yang masih media kalau kita ambil yang kacung jigi Lihat analisis atas jelas sampai namanya ini komunikasi di lapangan atau komunikasi di lapangan Ladakh beauty declaration day itu easy aja kita sudah ada cuci karena kita ini sama sambil kita itu sama juga cuci sama kita sama itu dari semua dari seperti dengan program yang cuci sama juga
I would like to request all the participants of batch 1 and batch 2 please come up for the group photo with Geshe LAKDOR. So please.
What it was other side? I think so. You can say the one.
Everyone, please bring your seats as well. Okay, only batch number 1, please bring your seats when you sit in the front. And batch number 2 can come behind Geshe. So, please.
Chilo, you take it also. You take it on normal day. Kalian itu never 제발 통과사. 아, 라인 같이. 무뚝. 이거 통과. 이거 통과. 레레, 이제 아마 짱 분티지 마. 설마? 예술래. लाइन चाहिँ के कुर्सी त हो यहाँ यो